Later, driving home, we passed a black SUV on the shoulder, hazards blinking through the sleet. Carol said my name softly. I looked. My parents. My dad hunched. My mom pale, wrist-wrapped. For a second, the child in me reached for the door handle. Then Chloe hummed in the back seat, weaving sparkly string into a bracelet. I pressed the gas. This is where people will decide who I am. Am I the asshole for not stopping? Or am I a mother who finally refused to abandon her child's safety to perform the role of dutiful daughter? Tell me in the comments, because that question has a million invisible strings attached to it. Gender, guilt, generational training. If this hits a nerve, share it with someone who needs permission to choose their kid over a narrative. That night, I set down a rule in my chest. I don't run toward people who run away from my child. Pain doesn't make you wise by itself. Practice does. I practiced choosing Chloe again and again until the choice felt like muscle memory. And when I looked in the mirror, I saw less smoke and more woman. Like this if you've ever been told to be the bigger person when what they meant was the quieter victim. This chapter wasn't triumph. It was clarity in terrible lighting, and I'll take clarity every time. Here's the plot twist no one expects from a story like this. I opened the door a crack. Not because Linda earned it, but because Chloe deserved options I never had. One night, after Chloe taped a drawing to our fridge, a small pink house with 3 stick figures, me, her, and Carol, she asked, "Do I still have a grandma?" She didn't ask with anger. She asked like a kid trying to rearrange the furniture in her heart. That question sat in my chest like a lit candle. I texted my mother, "Do you want to see Chloe next weekend?" No apology, no therapy paragraph, just an opening with guardrails. Her answer came in 3 minutes. Yes. We met at the park, neutral ground. It was bright cold, the kind of day that makes everything look honest. My parents sat on a bench like people who didn't know the language anymore. Chloe walked over slowly, glanced at me for permission, then said, "Hi." They said it back, small voices. Chloe pointed at the swing and asked, "Grandma, will you push me?" You could see the shock ripple through Linda's face. Not victory, shock. She placed her good hand on the seat and pushed gently, like she was afraid trust might bruise. I sat on a nearby bench and let the moment breathe. No speeches, no forced absolution. Just air and motion and a kid deciding for herself if the wind felt safe. Here's where people mistake softness for surrender. It wasn't that, it was structure. I had boundaries written into the day like subtitles. 1 hour, public place. I stay within sight. No rewriting history. No touching the thermostat on Chloe's needs. My dad tried to joke, then caught himself and nodded at the limits. Growth looks boring from the outside. I can live with boring. Boring keeps children warm. Over the next weeks, there were tiny asks that fit inside the lines. My dad emailed a flyer for Chloe's school fundraiser. "We'd love to attend, only if it's okay with you." I said yes with rules. They came, clapped from the back, didn't perform grandparent theater, didn't hijack the narrative. Shock line that almost slipped but didn't. "Aren't you going to thank us for coming?" He swallowed it. I noticed. That's the thing about repair. Half of it is what you stop doing. A new drawing went up on the fridge. Same house, now 5 stick figures. Me, Chloe, Carol, and my parents, small on the side, not center stage. For the first time, that picture didn't stab. It settled. It said family can be a table with leaves added and chairs removed as needed. If you're still with me, hit like so I know you heard the quiet parts. Comment what boundary you wish you'd learned earlier. Share this if someone keeps telling you blood is thicker than oxygen. Am I the asshole for letting them back in at all? Maybe to some. To me, the answer is simpler. I'm a mother. My revenge is structure. My forgiveness has a curfew. My love has a seatbelt. And the hook I promised you? We didn't rebuild the old house. We built a smaller, warmer one, with locks that finally work and windows that open. When I tuck Chloe in, she smiles the kind of smile that says, "The floor isn't moving anymore. That is the whole point. That is the ending I can live with." In the end, nothing snapped back to normal, and I stopped trying to make it look pretty. I didn't choose punishment. I chose protection. My revenge wasn't slamming doors, it was installing locks and keeping the keys. The biggest shift was inside me. I learned that peace without safety is just silence in a nice outfit. I can love my parents from a distance and love my kid up close. I can offer a door that opens and a line that doesn't move. Do I still wonder late at night if I overcorrected? Sure. So let me ask you straight. Am I in the wrong? If this were your child, would you have stopped on that icy road, or would you have chosen the boundary like I did? Be honest with me in the comments. I'm not looking for applause, I'm looking for clarity. What I'm taking with me is simple. Boundaries aren't cruelty, they're care. Repair without accountability is performance. And the calm I carry now isn't survival, it's choice. If this story hit something tender or lit a fire, tap like so it finds the next person who needs it. Share it with someone untangling family from obligation. And subscribe if you want the next chapter, because I'm still learning how to keep the door open while keeping my daughter warm. Because if she could do this while my son fought for his life, she'd do it forever. Every holiday, every inheritance meeting, every family concern, all filtered through her. If you've ever been painted as too emotional so someone else could look powerful, you know that rage. Drop a comment. Have you lived through that kind of gaslighting? And share this, because people need language for what's happening to them. Jake looked at me and said, "We're ending this tonight." That night, Jake wheels his laptop into the family room outside the NICU like we're setting up a trial. I can hear the monitors through the wall, beep, 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 like my son is counting down to the truth. My hands aren't shaking anymore. The crying version of me is gone. Jake hits join, and the screen fills with faces packed into Aunt Nora's hospital room. My dad, Howard, looks wrecked. Claire's eyes are swollen. And there, in the back, arms crossed like a CEO, is Diane. Howard starts, voice trembling. "Maya, we didn't know. We thought..." "Stop," I say. "Look at him." I lift the laptop and walk to the NICU viewing window. I angle the camera toward Eli's incubator. Blue light, wires, that tiny chest rising like it's climbing a mountain. "This is your grandson. He's 5 weeks old. He's been fighting for his life. And you didn't come. Not once." Howard's face crumples. Claire starts crying. Then Diane cuts in, sharp and irritated. "Maya, you're being hysterical. This is the drama we were trying to avoid." I turn the camera back to my face. "Diane, you never spoke to a doctor. You never visited. You lied." She opens her mouth and I keep going. "You told them I was psychotic. You told them I was dangerous. While my baby was on a ventilator, you were smiling for cameras." Diane's voice goes cold. "I was protecting this family." "No," I say. "You were protecting your image. You used my son as a prop." And I watch my dad's eyes shift, first to me, then slowly to Diane. Diane tries to bulldoze again. "You are unstable, Maya. This is why we had to manage you." Manage you, like I'm a scandal, not a person. Howard looks at her with stunned clarity. "Diane, did you do this?" He whispers. For the first time in my life, she has nothing to say. I end the call. Click, peace. The next morning, Howard and Claire are waiting outside the NICU doors. No excuses, just shame. They scrub in, 3 minutes, raw hands, and stand over Eli like he's holy. It's the first honest moment we've had in years. Weeks later, Eli comes home, tiny, fragile, alive, and then Diane shows up at my intercom like nothing happened. "Darling, buzz me in," she says, sweet as poison. I have something for Eli's trust fund. I look at Mark holding our sleeping baby and feel my spine lock into place. "We don't need a donation, Diane." Her voice snaps. "I am family. Let me in." "No," I say, clear and final. "You're a relative. My family is inside." I hang up. If you've ever had to choose peace over blood, you know how hard that line is and how freeing. If this lit a fire in you, like comment and share, and tell me, if someone tried to erase you with a lie, would you let them back in? A year later, Eli's first birthday wasn't some polished family legacy event. It was loud, cramped, and real. Paper plates, baby squeals, frosting everywhere. My brother Jake was holding Eli up like he'd won a championship. Aunt Nora, finally smiling again, kept telling me, "You did the right thing," like she was trying to stitch my nerves back together. My dad and Claire were there too, but different. Quieter, present, not performing. And I realized something that still messes with my head. The people who hurt you the most aren't always the ones who scream. Sometimes they smile for cameras while you're falling apart, then call you dramatic for bleeding. So here's the question I keep asking myself late at night. Am I in the wrong for cutting Diane off completely? For choosing peace over pedigree? Because part of me still hears that old family script. Be grateful, keep the name, don't make waves. But my lesson is simple. Family isn't a title you inherit. It's a role you show up for. If you've ever had to draw a line with someone you share blood with, tell me what happened. Drop it in the comments. And if this story hit you, like, share, and subscribe. Someone out there needs to hear they're not crazy.